Hey everybody, it's Henry from Mowers and Blowers. I was asked by a couple of my YouTube followers to do a follow-up on that John Deere. So last night it was bothering me about the clicking noise, about when you roll it and stuff like that. And as you know, I checked all the wheels and the gears, everything was fine. Oiled them up, lubed it. I opened up that compartment, took off the panel, checked out all the wires and harnesses and stuff like that, and brackets. Everything looked good, man. Yeah, it was missing the drive cable, but moving the levers back and forth to show whether or not it was making those clicking noises was inconclusive. So therefore last night it was bothering me, because a lot of people were just wondering, well, what the hell is that noise? Because that grinding noise is just no good. You can't have it that way. So flipped it over, and I took apart the gearbox, the transmission, and inside, oh, damn it, I threw it away already. Inside was empty. It had all the gears, but it had zero grease in it, and it looked like all the grease was mixed with water or something like that, and it was just all brown. There was nothing in it. There was no grease, no lubrication whatsoever, So, and there was a bunch of gears that were chipped and grounded down, and there's a lot of fine metal shavings in there, so that was what was causing that noise. So guess what, guys? This is no longer self-propelled. I completely removed the gearbox, and here we go. Ah, quiet, smooth. That's the way it should be. Free rolling. So now this John Deere with caster wheels in the front is now a push mower. I can't sell it the way it was, even though the self-propulsion might have worked, for it to click like that and make that grubbing gearing sound, you just can't have it. So this was $5 that I bought it for. Didn't spend any money on it. Now I don't need to buy the gear drive cable, It was like $28 cheapest on eBay too, so I'm not going to spend that, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take this handle off and sell it as a push mower. Nice push mower. Also, I made my own cushion underneath, and this black duct tape is not really holding it well because of the heat, it's not really sticking very well. So, but as long as now I have a cushion, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy one of those seat covers. Nice seat cover to cover that up. So now it'll be covered up and it'll have a nice cushion. So that's my solution to the seat, I've always had slow leaks on this one. This leak is worse than the other side because of the dry rot. I pumped it up a bunch of times, and I just sprayed water all around it, and basically the cracks is where the air is coming out of, So I bought a couple of tubes. I got it cheap. It was 2 for $13. That's a good deal. It's like $8 a piece, About. Problem is, if I jack it up and take the wheel off, I'd have to take the deck off because the wheel won't come off with the deck like that. That's a pain. Big pain. So I'm going to see if I'm going to jack it up and try to break the bead on this, right? I don't think it'll be that tough. Break the bead on that and just stuff that in there. I did that with a bunch of tractors without taking the wheel off. I think that's probably the easiest way. If I can't do it, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to take the deck off again. Pain in the ass. But nevertheless, I can't have leaks like that. It just doesn't make me feel good, So I got to put a couple tubes in there. And that's what I'll be doing today. Putting 2 tubes, 20 by 8, into my rear Husqvarna 2448 tractor. So I jacked up the tractor, and fortunately, this clearance part was out enough that I could squeeze the tire out. This one over here is right there, so the only amount of clearance I could have is an inch and a half, you know, clearance. So this tire is not, this wheel's not going to come off without removing the deck, which is a pain in the ass. But I was able to get this off. That's the key way. Since I'm going to be putting tubes in here, I'm not going to need that valve. It still has a little bit of air in it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to cut that, have all the air come out, break the bead, and try to stuff that inner tube in there. So I managed to break the bead pretty easily, you know, and basically if you step on it like this, right, you're going to have enough room to stick your fingers in and just stuff it all the way around, you know. You go like this, stuff it all the way around, and you know, it really wasn't very hard. So now I'm going to just fill this up with some air and hope everything's good. So I'm slowly doing it because I want all of it to uncoil. So there was air already in it, see? You know, from the air that you hear that's coming out. That's the air that the tube is pushing out from the inside. At least I hope it is. The bigger the tube gets on the inside, the more air it's pushing out that the space it's taking up. Get it? I hope there's no leak in the tube. That would suck. Yep, so as soon as filled it up to the top here, or filled it up full, the air stopped because all the air has been pushed out from the inside. And this feels great, guys. Feels fantastic. Solid. It's great. $8 for a tube. It's got that heavy duty valve too, where you actually put screws in there to secure it there so it doesn't get sucked back in as you're doing it. So, on to the next one. Alright. So I'm not going to try to take this off, but manage to get the bead off. Look how much room I have. This is a lot of room to put in your tire. This is awesome. Didn't have to take that deck off. I hate messing with decks. I mean, seriously. Retarded. So I'm just going to slowly stuff it in there. First you get the valve in there, and then you just turn this around, and keep prying, and just continuously go around and stuff that tire in there. Lickety split, man. Stuffed it in there, no problem. I'm going to slowly put air in because there could be some folds in there that you want it to slowly work itself out. You don't want to inflate it with folds, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to bust that tire on the inside. So the air is just coming out of this opening here. It's the only place it could come out, you know. This one's starting to bead. Still need a little bit more. But we're just going to wait until this air slowly stops so that all the air has been depleted from that empty tire. That's now all the air is being filled up by the inner tube. Oh, so I forgot to mention, while I was off camera another day, when I lifted this up, actually this was all rotted. It was like split here, the part over here was hanging down, you know, it was completely unattached from this side. So basically I took a round frame. It used to be an air vent for a roof or something like that. Cut a semicircle part of it off, and there it is right there, that part, that steel part. And basically I welded it like that. And then I used undercoating, and I painted it. As you guys remember, this deck was repainted to that color. So this side of it is metallic blue, grayish blue, and this side is black with undercoating. So after I'm finished with this wheel, which is pretty soon, I'm going to lay out some sheets, and I'm going to just paint that other side with that undercoating because, well, it's got to match, you know what I'm saying? So while I did like that metallic bluish gray, I had to fix that, and I didn't have any more of that paint, so just use what I had, you know? The black undercoating paint is fine. It matches the wheels. Now you know you're pretty much pushing out every little bit of water that there is in there. I mean everything, you know. Some water just sprayed out of that area. I remember this one of these wheels that my buddy Pete Lombardi gave me was filled with water, and I just basically sloshed it back left and right, and got most of it out. But now it's really all out, you know. That inner tube pushed every little thing that was inside that tire out. Good. So we got that water out. So we know that we're close to filling this up completely. I mean, it's pretty good now, but I like it nice and solid, you know. So I'm going to put it a little bit more, put that jack back down, and paint the other side of this deck, and then we'll be done. You know, it's fantastic because in my head, when I decided I was going to do this today, I'm thinking to myself, this is gonna drive me crazy. It's gonna take me all day, and it's gonna be a pain in the ass, you know. So much to my surprise, this was way easier than I thought it was gonna be. But then again, and I know you guys can relate to what I'm saying, is because you know, you ever have a project that you know you have to do the next day. For instance, let's just say, you know, changing the brake pads on your car, right? Well, theoretically, it's easy to do, right? You can get it done in half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, right? But what happens? Something always happens, like you don't have the right bolt, or something broke, or something stripped, and you don't have the right tool, or your tool broke, you know? There's always something that prevents you from thinking, oh, it's only a half-hour job. Ends up to be like a 3-hour job, you know. So that's almost always the case for me, you know, when I work on things, except for lawnmowers. It usually goes pretty well, but for cars, sometimes I think I'm going to take half an hour. It takes me like 2 hours, you know. But today it's been a very good surprise. That left wheel was so easy, came right off, and it was way easier to put it on that way. But actually, you know what? I thought that this was pretty easy too. You know, I stuffed it in so easily. It was more easily stuffed in than that side. You know, and I didn't even have to remove the deck. I didn't have to remove the wheel. Fantastic. As long as I had the can, covered up the front too, as well as some of the chassis, just to protect it from further rust and deterioration. It's kind of brown, isn't it? Well, all right. That's pretty much done, guys. Just gotta wait for a seat cover. This project will be officially done. Anyway, it was kind of a lot of work, but it was really interesting to work on it, though. It is my newest model riding mower that I've ever owned. I would just wish I had another engine, you know? If I could just have like this engine for this baby, I'd be really happy. I'm inclined to try a push mower engine in there. Seriously, I'm really thinking about it. I don't really like any of these engines over here. I have to wait for a push mower or a really good motor on a push mower. And maybe I'll try putting it in here. I don't think I've seen any videos on YouTube. Have you guys seen any videos on YouTube where somebody put a push mower engine into a lawn tractor? I mean, I'd really like to see that. If you guys see one, would you send me the link or put it on the comments or something? If any of you guys have any interesting ideas what I should do with this, perfect tractor, just needs an engine, but I'm not going to pay a lot of money for an engine, and usually an engine is out there on Craigslist and stuff is attached to a lawnmower or attached to a riding mower. I don't need another riding mower. I just need the engine. And then if you're smart enough to take the engine out of a bad riding mower and sell it, then you're kind of like one of us guys. So you're not going to let go of that engine cheap because you know it's worth. So yeah, the only thing I'm seeing out there is junky 9, 10, 12 horsepower Briggs motors on a junky, lawn tractor, and they want like $200 for it or $100 for it. I might be inclined to do $100 for it, but then when I bring that home and I put that engine in here, the hell I'm stuck with another tractor with no engine, and I have to get another engine for it. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. I just want to find an engine for this thing. But if you guys have any interesting ideas, tell me whether or not you think I could put one of these motors. Like for instance, this is a good motor. This is a power washer motor. It's that Briggs 7.75. That's a good motor. Even though I have seen some blown ones. But I'd like to put one of these motors onto there. Maybe, nah, that's too much trouble. I was thinking of taking one of those motors and replacing it with my power washer and taking the power washer, and that's just way too much crap. You know what I'm saying? Forget about that. Anyway, so this was my follow-up video on my John Deere Js63C transmission removal. It looks great. I'm going to mow my lawn later with this. And my Husqvarna. Pretty much done. Just waiting for a seat cover. See you guys next time. Mowers and blowers. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I'm going to do a time lapse on mowing my lawn with that thing. Enjoy the bonus footage. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.